Hi, I'm Rodrigo Carrera, and today I'm gonna give feedback to the Dream Team. They talk about the situation of the domestic workers in Mexico and how does this related with the Foucault's work. And well, first of all, I really enjoyed the presentation, the way that they made it. I really enjoy it. They explain really in a really good way the terms that Foucault used to explain these kind of relations of power, the power of the norm and the normativity, and how the society creates this idea that it should be static and it doesn't have to move, and how he rejects this idea and talks about a liquid society that is always changing, always evolving. And I really like the way that they made the relation between these concepts and the problematic that we are talking about, because uh, the principal problem about this is that we put the domestic workers in a slot that they should stay there and they don't have to move all over the society hierarchy, for example. And this way that they reflect this wrong idea, this wrong concept, and how we should change it. I really enjoy the way that they manage to use these concepts. Also, well, something that I have conflict with, I was a bit confused. It was the way that they managed the comparison between two authors, because they have on one side Foucault that he recognized the power of the norm and the power of the roles imposed by the society and in a strict system that it doesn't move. And then they have this Dr. Diana Taylor, and she talks about the useless aspect of this kind of thing, that how useless is the power of the norm and the power and the importance that we give it to it. And this can be a bit of conflict because they contradict each other in the same topic. And when we talk about these kind of topics and we contrast these ideas in this kind of form, it doesn't fit really well, and I think that it only creates like confusion or something like that. Also, I really like the example that they gave, because it was a really good example of how this society doesn't like when someone goes out of the role or the place that it should stay. That it was with Yalitza Aparicio, this Mexican actress in the movie Roma. That it became really famous after this movie, where she plays a character of a domestic worker. And after everything that happens with the movie, she became really famous, and she started receiving lots of offers from lots of industries and enterprise, as a model, as an actress in other movies. And how the Mexican society reject the idea that she took these roles because she wasn't made for them. She wasn't Her place was not in that kind of role. They only consider it as a domestic worker, and it explains perfectly the point that the team was trying to give. That how we enclose a person in a certain role, in a certain slot in the society, and they shouldn't move that way. And how Yalitza came to change that way of thinking and became a really disruptive topic about this. Also, something that I appreciated, and I think that it was a really good resource. It was the use of statistics, because I couldn't see that other teams use statistics to show and expose the problematic. Here they expose it in a really good way. They show us that almost like 87% of domestic workers has been harassed in some kind of way, have been violent in some kind of way, and show us that this is a real problem, not something that happens sometimes or just a little bit, and it's something that really happens all the time. Well, then we have the conclusions. I mean, there was okay the conclusions, but the idea of these strategies that we were asked for, it was to give concrete actions, something that you can do. These ones were really general. They said like be respectful, show this information, and everything. And I think that they could do something more. For example, I don't know. Make sure that the domestic workers have health insurance or life insurance, and this kind of actions, it can make a bit more to for this cause than just be respectful, for example. Well, in general, this the exposition was okay, was really fluid. I really enjoy it, but the first problem that I have is that some persons talks a lot in the presentation, and other ones couldn't do it in that way. For example, my classmates Hector and Luis do almost everything. They talk a lot of the all of the presentation, like 2/3, and the other ones just talk like 10 minutes. So I don't know how they manage this, but I didn't like the idea that the way that they made